Before dedicating his life to bull riding, Cody Jesus says he spent his childhood living in the poorest conditions on a Navajo reservation, but it gave him the grit he needed in the sport he loves the most.
I grew up in a little town called Sawmill, Arizona. It's on the Navajo reservation. No electricity, no running water. Like they say, tough times make tough people. My older brother, he recorded all the bull riders only way back in the day. Told my mom that I wanted to be a bull rider, and she kind of chuckled a little bit and didn't think I was serious. And after I got off school that day, I went home and tied up a barrel between 2 trees, and 2 days later, my mom took me to my first bull riding. My mom and my grandma were probably the biggest support systems growing up. Probably my first big win ever was at Navajo Nation Fair, and that year they were giving away $10,000 in a Final Four ride-off. Stars the line just right and changed my life. The riding sensation from the Navajo Nation. Yeah, I think it's really cool to have that name because I think a lot of Navajo people grow up like I did. I hope to give people hope like I had hope growing up, and it's a big name to live up to, or a big responsibility to live up to, but I mean, there's no other way I'd have it.
Well, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So this has really made a difference to the reservation and the people that you grew up with.
Oh, for sure. I think bull riding is a big thing on the res, and I just hope to open the doors for them little bull riders around there and change their lives.
Yeah, and they refer to you as the pride of the Navajo Nation. At first, you didn't have much of a place to live, right? It was just really, well, you didn't have much of a place.
Yeah, my mom finally, when we were about 10 or 11, she pulled out all her life savings and kind of built a little shell of a house, and there was no carpet or nothing, no running water, no electricity, and a couple of years later, we ended up getting a generator that we'd turn on, and I mean, she'd watch her Dr. Phil and stuff like that. We'd kind of watch some TV, but it was on for a couple of hours, and then we had to shut it off. And, you know, if we didn't have gasoline for the generator, we'd just do our homework under candlelight.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want to aspire to, is get a generator and watch Dr. Phil. That's when you know you got some traction in this world, right?
Yes, sir.
But when you started to really get some success and earn some prize money and that sort of thing, you didn't just say, hooray for me. You said, I want to give back and make a difference. And what'd you do with that success?
Yeah, I went home and started building an arena up, and I think, you know, I got a pretty nice arena. I got a good set of practice bulls, all the barrels them kids can come and ride and, you know, try to ride their way out of poverty just like I did, and I think I gave them a fair shot to do it.
I think that is so great. I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I hope you're proud of it as well. Coming up, would you believe that bulls can help lower anxiety rates? It sounds crazy, I know, but Fanchon will tell us more about that and why it's true when we come back.
This is the all treacherous flank rope right here. Everybody thinks it's so bad. Yeah, it's soft, it's cotton. It's got a ring on the end of it so you can tie it. See his hip bones right there. Flank goes right in front of it. Everybody thinks that we tie the testicles up. Well, they're back there. So all you do is just put it around them. And so like when they're standing here, you just tie it on them real loose. For a bull rider, their bull rope will go about right here. They put it on, they size it to make it fit the bull. And then once everything's rolling, like when a guy gets in there and he's getting ready to take his wrap and slide up, like this bull, that's about all the flank he put in him. Tie it off, took everything up underneath him. He's ready to go.
Well, besides being a bull mom, Fanchon's other passion is her nonprofit, Grit and Grace. Now, she mentors young women by teaching them that everyday life challenges are like riding a bull. And we'll all get bucked off, but we must find the grit to ride again. And, you know, the parallels to life, particularly with some of the girls that she deals with, it's just really true. And this is a metaphor that the girls really relate to.
The girls relate to it, Dr. Phil. Their moms relate to it. When I was a young girl growing up, I got good grades. I was involved in great things. I went to great schools, but I struggled internally with anxiety and low self-esteem. And I never want another young girl to grow up with those types of struggles. As you know, you've talked about this a lot. Young ladies right now, the #1 issue in many households across America is anxiety, low confidence, and low self-esteem. And what we do is we teach our young ladies through our Leadership Academy how to focus on the 22 most critical attributes of leadership. And that is managing your emotions, managing stress, learning how to decipher what your gifts and your passions are. It is the #1 indicator of success, your grit level, your resiliency. Being able to go through things in life, to experience disappointment, to experience heartbreak, to experience the unexpected, but to, in those moments, decide, I'm going to pull myself up. I am going to get back up. I am not going to quit. I am never going to give in. I am going to continue to go. We teach our young ladies, middle school through high school, that whatever happens to you is not meant to break you. It is meant to make you. And that's why I'm so proud to be associated with the PBR for our scholarship contest. We have a Leadership Academy. We work with the behavioral assessment where we can measure the girls where they are in leadership. We can help mentor them through that and then move them to the optimum levels of success. And it's through our scholarship contest that the girls get to come in. They get to meet the bull riders. They get to hear from ladies like Stacy, like Carrie, and they get to see what it looks like to fight and win in life and in leadership.
Yeah. And how do you use bull riding to convey that to the girls?
Every city that the PBR goes into with Grit and Grace, we reach out to the community and we reach out to girls at every socioeconomic level, no matter what your neighborhood is, no matter what school. We ask them to send us videos showing us how they exhibit leadership, how they overcome with Grit and Grace. And we invite the top 10 video winners to come to a PBR event, and we give them a VIP experience. They get to meet the bull riders. They get to hear from women influencers in the community. And then during the event, Grit and Grace is honored, and our girls are honored, and we announce the winners that will move into our final round. And they get a chance to see that visual of bull riding up close and personal. And my hope is that they'll never forget what that looks like. I used to watch PBR bull riding from the time I was in through high school, through college. And when I got to a point in my life, when I got knocked down, where I could have given up hope, where I could have turned bitter, where I could have lost my faith, I remember laying on the floor and crying and praying a prayer, God, if you help me fight, I will fight. And it wasn't until later that I realized all the years of watching that visual of those bull riders fighting to get back up, those visuals were planting seeds of courage in a young girl who was terrified to talk, who was so shy and so insecure. God used that to plant those seeds of courage in me, so I had something to pull on. And I want to make sure that every young girl in America, no matter where she's from, no matter if she's affluent, middle class, or even, low income, that every girl has the tools they need to be able to pull on that courage, because it takes courage to stand for your convictions. It takes courage to do what's right. It takes courage to not give up. So we want to make sure that we're equipping girls with the tools they need to be able to excel in life, interpersonally, but also in leadership. And so we've been able to find a behavioral assessment that measures what's in the head, what's in the heart, so we can see what is driving their motivations, what's driving their decisions. We can get in there and we can mentor them, and we can bring in ladies like these ladies. We can bring in the bull riders to help encourage them. But it's ladies from everywhere. We're getting ready to put on our very first leadership conference for moms and girls. So we're gonna bring in Tim Tebow's wife, actually, Dominique Tebow. She's gonna come in and help our moms and girls have an experience together that they can build on leadership, healthy relationships, and learn to excel and learn to win.
That's great.